Okay, well, thank you so much for the invitation to be here. It's quite an honor. I have worked with military child and youth programs with 4-H for a very long time, mostly in the West, but I actually am working a lot in the Northeast right now. So I am with USDA. You can go forward. USDA NIFA 4-H. I'm located at 4-H headquarters, and many times I'm referred to as the 4-H lady. So you'll hear that. What I'd like to know is how many of you are working with Extension right now? Do I have some? Okay, how many of those then are working with 4-H as well? Oh, good. Okay, so do you know that 4-H is the only youth development organization in the world that is federally authorized? And that is why we're under USDA and we have the Clover. So it doesn't happen anywhere else but here. Just as when you heard Sunny Ramaswamy talk about USDA and NIFA and the land-grant universities, that is unique to all of us here. So it's a great opportunity, and it sounds like some of you are taking advantage of that opportunity, and I'm just delighted to hear that. Now, what I'd really like to hear from those of you that raised your hands, and you can go to the next slide, is how many of you know what the 4-H's stand for? Who knows?
Heart, health, hands, and
Heart.
I've been a leader for 20 years.
Heart, health, hands, help her out. Head, thank you. Clear thinking. Great, good job. So those of you that are not familiar, get with one of the people here that work with 4-H and find out what that really is. But we're very in sync with what all of you do because we are in every community. I'm going to talk about these kinds of things. We'll just flip to the next slide. And we are celebrating, as Sunny had said to you, the 100th year of cooperative extension, and it was National 4-H Week. So we've been really, really busy. Now, you see those photos on there. So you all may be thinking 4-H is cows and cookies, and we are well known for all of those kinds of things, and we did start working with corn crops. So it was Boys and Girls Clubs, corn crops, that's where we first began. We do many, many other things. We do STEM, we do robotics, we do all kinds of projects. We do a lot with youth adult partnerships. But we still do cows and cookies. We do food nutrition, obesity prevention. We do all kinds of things with animals. I moved to USDA and I was at Montana State University, and our highest project was swine. The second one was shooting sports. So we do a whole plethora of things that open opportunities to young people and working with families as well. So let's go ahead to the next slide. What I really want to share with you today is about who we are, where we're located, for those of you who don't know, and those of you that you do, how you can connect and some resources as you're doing this JCF project. We actually started working with it with Brigadier General Watson when it first started coming on, and then this whole process of developing MOU and really solidifying that relationship, and we want to work with you going forward. So we're located in all of these places. So the land-grant universities that were first established and given land was in 1862, and you see that to the right over there, and you see the red dots related to that. So we are in every state. We added the 1890s, which is the African American institutions, and we added the 1994s, which is the Native American. And those are mostly in community colleges, and as I said, I was up in Montana and I worked a lot with the different Native American communities up there. So we really are connected, and we are connected primarily in the communities that exist. That's why USDA and Extension were talked about lots of times as the People's Department, because it is to meet the needs of the communities and to meet not only with 4-H, with the youth development side of it, but to meet families' needs, and we're connected with research. So we do all kinds of things. If you want to talk about horticulture and plants, you want to talk about animal science, you want to talk about youth development, there's many, many resources that come from that university. So let's continue. If you want to find us, we have a national partner that's our private partner called National 4-H Council, and they're located in Chevy Chase. This is their website. You'll see www.4h.org. And over there, Alaska's listed in Anchorage. So if you want to find a specific community, a specific state, you can go right in there, type it in, and it's going to pull that up, and it's going to tell you what's going on in that community. You're going to be able to look at the website. You're going to find out who the agents are, what their projects are. They are just like you. They are very, very different in every state. They may not have every agent. They may not have every project, but we are connected all throughout the U.S. and specifically to all these universities. So if the research is available and we can get the information out to the people in that area, we can find it. And we have another website I don't have up here that's called eExtension, and that is an online location where we can share information and get information among our colleagues. So here's the programs that I specifically work with right now out of USDA. I work with what's called the 4-H Military Partnership Project, and I work with these projects worldwide. This originally started with the Army. It started in 1995. I came on board and worked out of Fort Monroe, Virginia. And we worked on putting 4-H clubs in all the installations. We work with Army, Navy, actually we've added Coast Guard, Air Force. So we do have clubs and installations. We also work with Guard and Reserve in the community. We originally started doing that in 2004, where we worked with Operation Military Kids at that particular time. This is from 2013. You only see 46 states on there right now. And this is related to funding. So what that simply means is the funding that we have in this federal partnership has gone out to those states in 2013, and each state applies. It is a partnership with whatever installations and whatever Guard or Reserve that they have in their states, and they can apply for this funding. Question?
Is this in Puerto Rico?
Excuse me?
Is this available in Puerto Rico?
Yes. Yes. In fact, we've been trying to connect with Puerto Rico. So if you're from Puerto Rico, please see me. I've done everything I can, and I haven't made the right connections. So yes, most definitely.
We used to have it. I remember when I was working with the reserve, but right now for us it has been impossible to get a hold of a representative
Yes.
from 4-H.
Yes, we can work that out. No problem. I've been trying to find you. Yes. Yes, and Virgin Islands actually applied this year, so I think they're getting the funding this year. But I've been looking for you for a year and a half. Yes, ma'am. Another question? Who applies? It is through extension, and what I will tell you is there is an extension liaison, and I'll point out how you find that person or contact me in every state, and that will be somebody that's hired by extension. They may be a 4-H person, they may be a family living specialist sometimes. Usually they're at the state level. And they then connect with the military partners in that state so that they know what's going on. And I work with that group. So we try to get partners connected. We try to get grants out there. All the grants are funneled through them because they have to serve as PIs at their university. But it is supposed to be a collaborative effort. We require that we have letters or some kind of information from whoever that partner is so that we're meeting those needs. Any other questions related to this? Okay, we'll keep going. The partnership program does these sorts of things. Essentially, we do a lot in 4-H with healthy living, citizenship, science, technology. You'll see that here. And again, we do all kinds of events, camps, opportunities, state, national level. Yes, ma'am.
With OMK?
Continue, and we'll catch that here in just a moment. Oops, I thought I had it on slide. OMK, I'll go ahead and answer that for you then. Operation Military Kids used to be under USDA NIFA and come through us working with the Army. As I said, from 2004 I worked with that program. At this time it currently does not. It is strictly run through the Army, but they have been working with extension folks at the university level. I know that's in a transition. I don't know what's going to happen with that program in the future, but essentially through USDA NIFA I have no say over that program. We do work with the extension folks in all of the states, but we're not in any way overseeing that at this point. So you'd have to check with the folks. And I've had a lot of questions about that. Okay, this is an example of Science Day. 4-H does a Science Day every year, and I will tell you, all of those military-connected youth love these programs, and they participate in it. And the Air Force, particularly this year, jumped on board because it dealt with rockets. It changes every year, and a state can apply for that, and Arizona won it this year. This was at the Verizon Center, so they did a big splash this year and had lots of kids there. In terms of this particular project, we had this year 9,000 that participated. They can go and register on the site all across the U.S. and actually in Europe, because we do work with OCONA sites with 4-H in these projects. Continue, and so I'm just going to show you a few of the programs, and I need to move right through that. Military Teen Adventure Camps is another one we do. This is for 14 to 18-year-olds. This is funding that is sponsored through the Department of Defense. As I said, we do funding with all branches. We also, I want to be sure you know, through the partnership project through USDA NIFA, we also contribute and match that partnership project. So funding that goes out, we also put funds into that. We fund a 4-H military annual meeting. That takes place each year, has been in DC the last few years, will be at the beginning of May. And you all do have representation and attend. The last year's got canceled, which is why I moved it to May. But National Guard youth coordinators, I'm not sure if that's the right term, they've been in attendance with our Extension military liaisons. And I think Nadine's here, she'd be happy to talk to you about that. But military teen adventure camps, we had 1,400 youth that attended that. And this year we do have 8 states that have applied. They do everything from GPS to STEM activities, rock climbing, rocketry, dog sledding. We have Alaska loves this one. Ropes courses, camps, wilderness survival, rafting. The teens love it, and these will be posted on the site. I'll show you here in just a moment. And teens from all over can attend no matter what state those are in. So if you want to go to the next slide, this is the Child Youth Reintegration Camps. And in 2013, 59 camps were planned in 25 states. Those are a little more state specific. They could be day camps, they could be family camps, but those states applied for those. And they served 3,000 youth, 163 service members, 149 spouses, and 54 other significant adults. This year we have 40 camps planned in 21 states at this point. So you can go to the next slide. So if you want to know about the 4-H Military Partnership, it is housed at Kansas State University. This is the website, and we have an exhibit booth out there, so there's flyers related to all this. You can go to this partnership site, and we have been doing a revamping of that. In fact, I think the new one has just been uploaded. They were supposed to upload it this week, which is great because we're going to have a camping section. We're going to have a section that has the MOUs because we get lots of questions about all of this, but particularly camping, because I get questions, all kinds of questions about camping, so we're trying to make that easier for folks to find out about and the opportunities in which states, and the Extension military liaisons would be listed as well. But you can always contact me if you have questions about that. Next slide. Now, I've just put a couple up here that are joining community forces because we did start working with this. We haven't gotten very far, but some of you actually have made that connection. The MOU will help, I think, make that a stronger connection going down the road. This is Alaska. And we have a really active group in Alaska, and they have done all kinds of things, and they had a signing ceremony, as you see there. If you want to go to the next slide. And Candy chairs the Youth Service Committee as a part of that group. They are a JCF group, and then here's some other members. And she has a site that lists the kinds of things they're doing. And then I thought it was appropriate to put West Virginia, since that's where we're at. And they have a family consumer science person here, Becky, who leads the way with this. And they have just done all kinds of things. You're going to see these brown bags for vets, the health journals, which is we have over at the table, the military teen adventure camp, and they worked on a health menu. So you really have an active group going here in West Virginia, and Extension is definitely participating. So as I said, it's broader than just the youth. We have many other folks in Extension that would be participating in those communities. The Purple Up is one that we have done for Month of the Military Child, and that was a grassroots effort out of New Hampshire, as we all well know, and it has just blossomed and grown, and every state's participating, and as I said, even worldwide. So the logo changed just a little bit this year, but we do something really fun with that, and we try to post everything on the website related to that. And then here's just, again, a reiteration of some of those projects. Okay, any questions? You're either all stunned or you have the answers. And you do have the answers in your group, because there's a lot of you working with Extension already in here. Okay, thank you very much.